Now, if you're a Canucks fan, if you're not in a state of panic right now, well, maybe sit down.
Huge news from Vancouver. Here's Farhan Lalji.
My understanding is it's the same knee that is injured, but it may not be necessarily the same injury or an extension.
Starting goaltender Thatcher Demko won't be on the ice tonight. He's sidelined with an injury.
The question is simple. Can they survive without him long term?
Yeah, so Thatcher Demko is injured. Again. And while the timeline for his return remains unclear, it sounds like he won't be back until at least Game 5, and that's likely the best case scenario. It's a big blow for sure, but if anything, it just makes me even more amped up. I believe Casey DeSmith can snap back to the form he was in during the first 2/3 of the season, and even if he has a bad game, the Canucks are more than capable of scoring their way to a 5-4, 6-5 type of win. However, if they're gonna do that, they're gonna have to find a way to get more shots through to the net, because in Game 2 of Round 1 against the Nashville Predators, that was by far their biggest issue. It had nothing to do with who was in goal, at least not for Vancouver. And to make matters worse, Nashville scored on their very first shot of the game, which only adds to the Canucks are doomed without Demko narrative, but after watching the replay, I don't even think Demko could stop that one. It was a wild deflection off the stick of the former Canuck, Anthony Beauvillier, 1-0 Nashville. JT Miller came out flying, as expected, and then watch this chance for Pius Suter. If that puck was just 2 inches higher, it would have been a tie game less than 2 minutes after Nashville opened the scoring, but no, UC Saros made an incredible save to keep his team up by 1. Then, the Canucks were gifted back-to-back power plays, but they just couldn't get a shot through to Saros. But that's not to say they didn't try. Elias Pettersson took a shot that was blocked by Jeremy Lauzon. Filip Hronek took 2 shots that were both blocked by Alexander Carrier. Pettersson took another shot, but it was blocked by Ryan McDonough. Brock Besser had a great chance right in the slot, but his shot was deflected out of play by Lauzon. JT Miller had his shot blocked by Carrier. Are you noticing a trend yet? Quinn Hughes was doing all he could, frolicking freely around the offensive zone, trying to find lanes to shoot through or teammates with open lanes he could pass to, but the Predators were getting in the way of everything. Also, Tyler Myers was out of the lineup as well, but not with an injury. According to Rick Tocchet, he got the flu and was really under the weather. Taking his place on the blue line was Surrey native Noah Juleson, but to be honest, Juleson didn't quite fill the hole left by Myers as well as he could have. He laid some big hits, but he took too many penalties in my opinion. I'm sure he'll play better in his next appearance though, whether that be next game or not, I don't know. On the other hand, Nikita Zadorov was a noticeable force on the ice again, and here he is on the penalty kill, plastering Predators captain Roman Josi into the boards. The Canucks earned another power play late in the first period, but again, Petey's shot was blocked, Garland's shot was blocked, Hughes' shot was blocked. But then, finally, thanks to a beautiful pass from Hughes, Pettersson had a gaping, wide-open net to shoot at. And he shot it wide. Look, this kind of thing happens, okay? Even to the best players in the world. It just stings so much more when it happens in the playoffs, especially during a game like this. But Petey, if there's any possibility you're watching this either now or sometime far in the future, don't sweat it. It's fine. Just get back up and move on. It's all good. Casey DeSmith made a great save off a shot from Nashville's brightest offensive player, Filip Forsberg. However, Forsberg came right back 20 seconds later and roofed one over Casey to double Nashville's lead to 2-0. And then, barely 2 minutes later, Pettersson gave the puck away in the defensive zone and Nashville capitalized to make it 3-0. Miller's stick exploded on what very well could have been a goal. Lafferty broke in on a breakaway, but Carrier got his stick in at the last second. However, the Canucks stuck with the play and managed to keep the tired Predators on the ice long enough for Zadorov to jump off the bench and snipe one past Saros. Big Z is a huge bright spot for this team right now. Adding a goal to his already stellar play in both games 1 and 2 is just a cherry on top. 3-1 Nashville. The Canucks earned a power play late in the second period, just like they did in the first, but this time, to avoid getting every single one of their shots blocked, they started implementing slap passes to try to deflect one in from the slot, and while they couldn't connect on their first attempt, they did on their second one, and the puck hit the fucking post! Sorry. And then, in the third period, the slap pass worked again, except Pius Suter couldn't tap it into the wide-open cage. And then Dakota Joshua had an amazing chance to bring the game within 1 for his team, but he hit the post. Then Besser had a golden opportunity to score, but was robbed by Saros. The Canucks pulled their goalie, Nashville scored on the empty net, the Canucks lost 4-1. Look, I know that was rough, but listen to me. The Golden Knights lost 6 games on their way to the Cup in 2023. The Avalanche lost 4 games on the way to their Cup in 2022. The Lightning lost 7 games on their way to the Cup in 2021. The Lightning lost 6 games on their way to the Cup in 2020. The Blues lost 10 games on their way to the Cup in 2019. All I'm trying to say is that it's okay. No team has ever gone 16-0 through the playoffs. Never once. I understand people are extra worried because Demko is injured, but last night's loss had nothing to do with DeSmith. The Canucks only scored 1 goal because Nashville blocked 32 of Vancouver's 84 shot attempts. 84! Nashville had 36! Props to the Predators though, they laid their bodies on the line and earned that victory, but guess what? It's a 7-game series, and unless the Predators make some changes, I don't see how they're gonna keep that up. The series is headed to Nashville tied 1-1, it's just a best of 5 now. I don't think there's any reason to panic. The Canucks played so well in both games, especially the second, which is why it's so frustrating that they lost, but I think it's gonna be okay, alright? Thank you to these amazing people who support what I do by clicking the join button. Thank you for watching. Remember, I've got Brendan Morrison coming on the Nuckhead podcast next week, so leave your questions for him below or send your voice message questions to nuckhead.viewers@gmail.com. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Feeling pretty good about us going to Nashville. I'm excited. Game 3, baby. Game 3.
Let's